Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Movie Chick. Hello to all my subscribers. I'm Krisily Kennedy, and get ready because I'm going to talk about my most anticipated film this year, Maleficent, which has been in theaters now for 2 weeks. I have my horns ready. Thought about wearing it the entire time, but decided against it. Went with the Maleficent red lip instead. All right, you guys ready, Movie Chick fans? Okay, so this was my most anticipated film this year. I was so excited about it. Last year at D23, I remember trying to ask questions, trying to get answers, and they would give me nothing, nada. It was so disappointing. But I will tell you that it also made me extremely excited about the film. Maleficent dominated at the box office, and I will tell you, there was no spell put on it. This movie was fantastic. With the enormous success of Wicked, it's no surprise that a powerhouse like Disney decided to delve into a few of their villains, and why not start off with the most iconic villain in Disney fairy tale history. In case you guys have been living under a rock, there's this little fairy tale known as Sleeping Beauty by Disney, in which Princess Aurora is about to be christened. During the christening, the fairies show up to give their blessings on the child, and then Maleficent, who is not invited, by the way, and who might be a little upset about that, casts a spell or an enchantment on Princess Aurora, and it goes something like this. She says, before the sun sets on your 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and fall into a sleep like death. I know I do it no justice. Maleficent did it so much better, but you get the gist of it, right? So Maleficent, not happy, very angry, completely Disney villain, and she is one of the most iconic villains. I know I've said that before, but God, I think of all the Disney fairy tales that I've seen, and Maleficent just always stands out next to Ursula the Sea Witch, who, by the way, is my second favorite Disney villain. I have to tell you that I am such a Disney kid. I spent my 30-something-ish birthday at Disneyland, and I got to have dinner with the Disney princesses. Best birthday ever. To say I'm a Disney kid is just like saying I need air to breathe. It's just part of my life. I have mouse ears in my car at all times. So needless to say, when there's a Disney film, I'm already on board. I'm ready to see it. But when I found out about Maleficent, there was nothing stopping me from seeing this film. Then they put out the casting news that Angelina Jolie was going to be the one to play Maleficent, and my heart soared. You guys know I'm a huge Angelina Jolie fan, and honestly, after seeing this movie, pure gold, pure brilliance. This was the role she was absolutely born to play. So it was the directorial debut of Robert Stromberg, who, by the way, is an Oscar winner for his art direction for films like 2010's Alice in Wonderland and also Avatar, and he completely made his mark on this film. This film was visually stunning. Every part of it, from the lair that Maleficent lives in, the fairies, the flying, the battles. I mean, everything about this was epic. It was absolutely beautiful. Visually amazing. The colors were perfection. You could tell when things were great because they were vibrant and beautiful, and when things went dark, everything went dark, including the surroundings, and it made you really feel like you were part of this fairy tale. I love Robert Stromberg's work, and so to see this as his directorial debut, high five, Robert, because this was amazing. I grilled him, by the way, at D23 last year, trying to get answers on if Maleficent was really that evil, and what the hell made her so evil. I have to tell you that this film takes Hell Hath No Fury at Like a Woman Scorned to an entirely new level. I mean, she cursed a baby. I don't think is there anything worse? I mean, obviously there's some things worse, but cursing a baby? Come on! How do you do such a thing? So obviously Angelina Jolie stars as Maleficent. She brings a life to the role that the cartoon, the original, didn't do. She, even at her worst moments, brings a heart to this character that just makes you feel, whether it's angry or whether it's sympathy or whether it's joy. There's so many emotions that she goes through within the film, without giving too much away, because I don't like to do spoilers, especially when the film's still in theaters. But she gives this role so much heart and so much likability, even at the worst. Elle Fanning stars as Aurora, and she was the perfect princess, the perfect Sleeping Beauty. There also a huge range of emotion we saw from her in this film. She was the giddy princess that just had not a worry in the world, and she also had this moment of darkness, of question, of wonder, of worry, and to see her kind of take that on was really, really exciting, especially after meeting her and seeing that she really is just that bubbly, fun, exciting girl who, by the way, is so excited to have become a Disney princess. I talked to her on the red carpet when I was covering it for AMC, and she was just smiling from ear to ear. She was glowing in this beautiful princess dress. She wanted to find the dress that fit the princess look, and she did, and she looked amazing. And she is just that bubbly, happily girl that we really just love to watch. Sam Riley plays Maleficent's partner in crime, maybe errand boy, the Raven. And in the film transformed from the Raven to a human, which I thought was a really nice addition to the story. And so we also get this depth of a character that we didn't have before. Charlton Copley. So he plays Stefan, or King Stefan. And, you know, going into the film, the beginning of the film, up until about halfway through, I actually thought that he was the weakest link. And I thought all these actors are giving these great performances, and Charlton was like, I wasn't sold. As the movie progresses, however, he nailed it. I thought that he did a great job. He showed strength and bravery when he was actually showing a weakness that we didn't know about from Sleeping Beauty. There's a lot more to the story that we didn't know. And it's not just the story of Maleficent, but it's also the story about the king. And it's also a story about Aurora, which I thought was really interesting. But I will tell you that there is a scene in this movie that stole my heart. Absolutely swooned, maybe got a little choked up. Nobody was there. I don't think they saw it, but I definitely got a little choked up. Vivian Jolie-Pitt stars as young Aurora in the film, and it actually happened because all of the other children were so afraid once Angelina Jolie was in costume as Maleficent that the only child that was young enough to portray Aurora that wasn't afraid of Angelina Jolie once in costume was her own daughter. And it is just one of my favorite scenes in the film. It's a heartwarming moment. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's just this amazing sense of love and emotion that you just can't get it. I don't know, mother-daughter bond, even in costume. Maybe Vivian Jolie-Pitt has the acting bug like her mom. She clearly stole the scene. The fairies, of course, we see them in the first Maleficent. They're the ones who come and bring the blessing. And in this movie, they take that a step further. So we get to see a lot more of the fairies, and they are the comic relief for the film. There's not a moment they're on screen that you don't have to giggle at them, not with them, because they're just hilarious and silly, and they literally have no idea what's going on in life. They're one of those people that just float through, la la la, everything's wonderful, and even in the worst moments still are hysterical. And we get to see a lot of them, and I liked that because it was the comic relief in the film. And I will tell you that this film gets really dark. It gets so dark at times that there's a few images that honestly I was shocked that Disney put in, and kudos to Disney for taking that risk, because when we're talking about fairy tales, we're talking about this happy, beautiful, happily ever after story that children grow up with. And in this film, there's some moments that are almost traumatizing that you'll never let go of and you'll never forget. And I've never seen that in a fairy tale, which is one of the reasons why I hugely applaud this film. The film always makes it clear that Maleficent's head and heart is in a certain space. What that space is, I'm not going to tell you because you have to go see the movie. But I will tell you that they make it very clear. There's a lot of points where one might wonder, well, why or how or why did this happen or when did it happen? But it's clear through the storytelling and the acting of Maleficent and Angelina Jolie that you know where her head is and you know where her heart is. And even at her worst moments, like I said earlier, there's so much emotion that it makes this fairy tale so much more rich than the original and so much more enjoyable. If you haven't seen Maleficent, it's still in theaters, so I suggest you go check it out because it is such a great film. And like most fairy tales, I mean, I remember watching Sleeping Beauty. I can probably give you word for word every line of The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I'm a huge Disney fairy tale lover, and this set the bar really high for not only the other side of the story, but live action. I mean, this was a live action film. We've only had cartoons up until now, and this live action film I think set the bar really high. I think the story was really great as well. There's parts in the story that as it's progressing on, I found myself saying, I know what they're gonna do next. It's Disney, I know it's gonna happen. And every single time I thought I knew what was gonna happen next, I didn't. That to me made it so much more fun, made it so much more of a story that I'm going to hold on to. This is a movie that I will own as soon as it goes on sale for DVD. It is a movie that I will definitely go see in the theaters again because to me this was an absolutely beautiful story. It was tragic, it was emotional, it was moving, and it was a lot of fun to watch too. Like I said, visuals stunning, acting great. Angelina Jolie was born to play Maleficent, and the story was really beautiful. And I also will say that I like that Disney's taking new risks. In the last couple films they've put out, their Happily Ever After was a little bit different than what we're used to, and it's going to be different in this film as well, and I thoroughly enjoy that because I think that it's important, and I think that the world is changing, and I think that as children are growing up, even as me as a woman, you look at these fairy tales and you see this happily ever after that may not be as achievable as you think in real life, but this, the last couple ones that Disney has done, has made that fairy tale of happily ever after have a lot more meaning, a lot more heart. This is definitely a family-friendly film. Some of the scenes, like I said, a little traumatizing, a little dark, but at the end, I think this is a really great film for kids as well. I think they're gonna have a lot of fun. The battle scenes are epic. The dragon is amazing. There's nothing that I can say that I don't like about this film. I know, 2 films in a row that I've said that about, but I'm telling you, maybe it's because I'm a Disney kid. I've read so many reviews and I've heard so many people say that they didn't love it and they weren't crazy about it, but I have to disagree with all of them and tell you that Maleficent is a wonderful, wonderful film, and it is something that our kids are going to be able to watch years from now. Their kids are going to be able to watch. It's so much fun to see the other side of the story, especially when you're dealing with a Disney villain, because there are always 2 sides to every story. I hope you go out and check out Maleficent. If you have already, go down in that comment section. Tell me what you thought of it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What were your favorite parts of the movie? And what were your least favorite parts, if there were any? For me, it was definitely, there were a couple moments that dragged, but other than that, I thought it was brilliant, absolutely beautiful, visually stunning. I want to go live in that land. I want to hang out with Maleficent. I want to be friends with her. And also, if you guys know any makeup artists that can turn me into Maleficent for a really fun segment, I'm looking for that. I would love to do that. I think it would be so much fun to see the time and the effort that it took to make Angelina Jolie Maleficent. She had those amazing cheekbones, which are prosthetics, which she actually was the one who wanted them. They didn't want to do that. I got to talk to the makeup artist on the red carpet, and he's like, you know, I didn't want to touch her face. It was so beautiful. But Angelina Jolie persisted. She said, no, this is what I want. I want to take on this character. I want those high cheekbones. They were amazing. She looked absolutely beautiful. Kudos to the makeup department. The fairies looked great. Kudos to the special effects. They were beautiful. I loved that land. I love this fairy tale. I love this other side of the story, and I really hope we get to see more. I'd love to know about Ursula. We got a little bit of her backstory in The Little Mermaid, but maybe I want more. Disney, let's get on it. Give us some more villains. Robert Sternberg said that he applauded Disney for being able to take a look at it, and he also said that he enjoyed telling the story of the villain much more than he would have telling the story of the Disney princess. So I'm on board. I want more Disney villain backstories. Bring it up. Let's go. Give it to me. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking into the Movie Chick. Thank you to all my subscribers. You guys rock. Do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to this channel. Click that thumbs up button if you like it. If you don't, it's all right. I understand. And then do me the third favor of going into that comment section, leaving me your comments. Tell me what you think. Sound off, because I want to hear it. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know if you haven't. And let me know if you're gonna. Anyways, see you in the next video. Bye.